Welcome back to the Podcast Lounge. Hopefully you've had a chance to go grab a bite to eat and you're ready for our afternoon sessions. We're going to kick it off here with a really cool session about responsive energy management. We have the crew from Lumin and Cape Fear Solar talking about achieving whole home backup through load management. And it's a complex topic. It's a complex solution as well. So we're going to dig into this technological innovation being brought to the market. But first, I figure we've got you can't see this if you're obviously listening on our podcast. Thank you for joining us on Suncast. I will I think it's best if we just go around the horn. We've got 2, 4, 5 people on the mic. So we'll start with you, John. Introduce yourself and where you're from, and then we'll go to the next person, and then I'll bring in the key question.
Okay, thank you. John Donahue, the owner of Cape Fear Solar Systems, located in Wilmington, North Carolina, which we founded in 2007, June of 2007.
Fantastic.
Hey, Nico, thanks. This is Kevin O'Shea, co-founder and chief commercial officer with Lumin. We're headquartered in lovely Charlottesville, Virginia.
It is lovely indeed.
And then, hey, Nico, this is Michael Hipschman, head of product with Lumin.
Head of product, and also quite the solar ping pong player.
I appreciate that.
Number 2 on the ladder.
Number 2. All right.
Yeah, behind number 1, which is John Profit. I'm the director of applications engineering over at Lumin.
Fantastic.
Hey, Nico. This is Jason Ortiz, project manager with Cape Fear Solar Systems out of Wilmington.
Thanks, Jason. So we've got a couple of guys on the product integration side and a couple of folks on the product creation side, and I'd love to unpack a bit the core problem that we want to address in this half hour. John, you guys are in Wilmington. Wilmington is no stranger to the forces of nature, as it were, right? You guys have been around for a long time. You've been installing solar for a long time. When did it occur to you that your customer needed more than a simple plug-and-play solar system if we were going to evolve to the next level of solar integration?
Well, gosh, you know what, Nico, I think from the beginning, energy storage was something that was always on people's minds. The majority of calls we got and still get are people looking to put on solar and be off the grid. When they find out what's involved, the complexity of it, and the limitations that have up until recently been associated with putting in energy storage, it was a turnoff for a lot of people. Last year, being directly hit with Florence and having the power out for 6 or 7 days, refocused a lot of folks in terms of their interest in sort of learning more about energy storage. And I think one of the things we're going to talk about is the flexibility we get with using the Lumin product together with something like the Tesla Powerwall.
Yeah, so you're faced with things like grid outages, complexities of circuit schedules in a home. You've got homeowners who want things to remain the same, right? A little aseptic to change, even though they want innovation, they want to be on the cutting edge. So you have to adapt to the way that the grid architecture is becoming modernized and digitalized, while still servicing the customer's desire for, I'll call it, life as usual, right? Business as usual. How did you sort of begin to look out into the spectrum of what products there were available to solve this need of storage integration for your clients? I mean, you guys are in North Carolina. North Carolina is one of the biggest markets in the U.S. Lots of customers. I'm from North Carolina as well. Lots of customers are still, frankly, quite confused about what solar can offer for them. It's not exactly a high education market around the consumer education like it would be in some of the metropolitan areas in California, et cetera, where it seems like everybody knows about solar, right? Most of the solar in North Carolina is utility scale thanks to the PERPA market. So it just is, I think it's really interesting for me that a lot of the solar and the storage that's being driven is by customers who want reliability, right? They want resiliency and the ability to be, let's call it safe from the next hurricane that comes in. Is that right?
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah. So within the complex topic of integrating storage, what were some of the evaluation criteria for you as you thought about how to partner with someone in the value stream?
Well, I think to touch on something you said earlier, what we have traditionally seen is this sort of collective sigh of disappointment when people would learn that, oh, we can't back up the whole house. We can't supply power to the whole house when the grid goes down. So you're going to have to decide after the refrigerator which circuits you want to back up. And there are always going to be a limited number of those circuits. So now what we're seeing is an ability to give people what they had always wanted from the beginning, which is the ability to have power to everything in their house or everything in their home, and be able to manage that.
And are folks, back to the last thing you said, and be able to manage that. You throw it in there as an afterthought, but it's probably the most complex part, right? I mean, Kevin, we've been installing solar for decades now, and it's not as though the ability to manage your home processes is a new idea, but integrating energy management into the HVAC system that, Nest famously is now helping consumers manage their usage in a more smart way. Kevin, how do you evaluate this complex problem for clients?
Yeah, it was interesting, as we got our start at Lumin with Alex Bajanoff, my partner and our founder, we originally thought we might be out of the chute a demand response tool for utilities with the load control that we provide. But in time we recognize, partly with Michael's help here to my left, that the control, the ability to control at the circuit level would be really interesting to help homeowners and installers achieve this whole home backup through load management. And that's the niche that we've really been focused on the last 18 months, and happy to partner with John and his team. Yeah,
so from an applications perspective, maybe Jason, you'd want to take this on. How do systems currently get installed, absent something as complicated and complex and useful as a smart panel?